Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Actually It's Amira, where I talk news, celebrity gossip, hot topics, these YouTube streets, you name it, I'm going to talk about it. And today, we are going to be keeping you updated on everything that's going on with the Blac Chyna trial. As promised, I will be stopping in with breaking news as it drops and as I have time because I am busy. But I had some free time and I came across some bombshell evidence that I believe is going to help Blac Chyna. I hope Linciani has had her eye on the prize and her eye on the case. They suffered a big loss today in court when Blac Chyna's attorney filed a motion requiring E Network to drop receipts on what exactly they earned from Blac Chyna and Rob's hit television show. That motion was denied by the judge under the guise that E Network does not have to disclose what would be considered a trade secret. If you are not familiar with the term trade secrets, it's essentially proprietary information such as technology the company uses, financial information, processes, methods, anything that would be deemed an a confidential, right? Because it would give their competition what would be considered an advantage. Under the guise of that, I can understand why the judge denied that motion because Blac Chyna's attorney, Linciani, did not put forth compelling testimony as to why that information was critical to the case and to prove Blac Chyna's damages for lost wages. One of the biggest mistakes I feel Linciani is making throughout this case is not putting enough focus on the economic loss Blac Chyna faced as a result of them blocking her show. I feel like significant effort should have been put into Blac Chyna going in with emails, contracts, um, guest appearances, club promotions. A significant amount of discovery should have been invested in identifying that level of information and putting together a comparative analysis as to this is what Blac Chyna was making while her show was on air. This is the offer she was getting once her show got off air. And you need to account for those differences in earnings and then compound them like you would compound interest as to what those projected earnings would account to today. One of the biggest things she can use is what kind of sales was Blac Chyna's Lash brand getting when Robin Chyna was on the air or directly after versus the steep decline in sales as a result of her no longer having the publicity of the E network behind her from a basically marketing standpoint, and compare that to the success of Kylie Cosmetics after the launch of Life of Kylie. I think Linciani had an amazing case to say that Kylie Jenner, from a notoriety standpoint, had very little fame in terms of product production before the launch of Life with Kylie. Very little fame in terms of product production. Very little. Her major success came as a result of the substantial publicity she received as a result of that failing show. And that is the crux and creme de la creme of that case, and exactly the reason why they should have poached the E network to release that data. Now, while I understand that profits are trade secrets, those profits are a part of a larger conversation in which they would have had to disclose that information to the IRS, to their CPA, and to other third party providers who audit their financial statements. That show is no longer on the air and therefore no longer poses a credible threat to the competition because that show is no longer running. So how is it that they're able to make that argument? I get why their lawyer made it. The lawyer made a great argument on the east side. That's the argument I would have made if I was an attorney. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're not about to disclose how much money we made and give the competition insight as to how they should be pricing their shows, what type of advertisements they should be placing. Now we say, oh, well, if you place an ad at 3 minutes and 24 seconds into the show, you can mirror essentially what Robin Chyna did and potentially reach the same demographic and the same audience to return the same profitability. But that's not a trade secret. There are marketing companies, there are data analytic companies, there's Google Analytics that already gives this information out: hits, clicks, target, ad placement. You can hire a third-party company that can tell you what the average return on an ad placement is through a show, because that is how the E! Network makes their money, through ad space. They sell ad space on the show, and that ad space returns a hard dollar figure that returns profits. And that is how they make their money. That is in the world we live in now, in blockchain technology. I'm not sure that's a trade secret anymore. That's actually how the world does its business. So I'm gonna need Linciani. She should have had somebody saying, whoa, well, wait a second. Well, wait a second. But here's the behind the scenes conversation as to why they didn't really want to disclose the profits. And it had nothing to do, a little to do with trade secrets, but more so it had to do with Chyna's ability to prove that she was significantly underpaid, that she was further discriminated against by the E! Network, and that they owe her money, and that they too should have been named in this lawsuit. And I'm going to get into exactly why. I found some bombshell evidence that directly links the E! Network to the assault that they made on Dream Kardashian's trademark. Bombshell evidence that directly links the E! Network to, in my opinion, let me say in my opinion, because I ain't trying to get sued by E!, but in my opinion, directly links the E! Network to Kris Jenner, Kim Kardashian, and whoever else filed that trademark, directly links them. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this evidence now. Now, before I do that, let me go ahead and say that everything I say here on this channel is allegedly and just my opinion, because I do not know these people. I'm giving you my opinion and my interpretation of what I believe to be the facts. And I am going to make sure that if anybody in Blac Chyna's camp comes across this YouTube page, that they are looking at this critical information. As you know, Dream Kardashian was born on November 10, 2016. And look at this evidence I found that was published in the media and in the news. Okay, hold on. I'm sharing my screen. Let me share my screen so you guys can see it. Hold on. I'm new to this. You know I don't be sharing my screen and stuff, so y'all got to bear with me. I be keeping it just my commentary. Okay, hold up. I'm going to share it. Okay, can you guys see that? I want you guys to pay attention to what this says here. Dream Kardashian was born on November 10, 2016, weighing 7 pounds, 5 ounces. She was gifted her very own verified Instagram page hours after she came into the world. By who? By who? E!, which now has 855,000 followers. Dream Kardashian, hours after she came into the world, hi Red Lipstick, hi everybody, was gifted a verified Instagram page with her name, Dream Kardashian, by the E! Network, which means that before the general public knew the name of Dream Kardashian, not only did Kris Jenner know Dream Kardashian's name, but she disclosed that information, that proprietary information, that confidential information, that intellectual property, to a third party not privy to the birth of that child, the E! Network. And what did they do? They licensed and they took Dream Kardashian's likeness and reached out to Instagram. Now, I don't know if you guys know too much about how Instagram verification works. In order to be verified by Instagram, by Twitter, by TikTok, or by any social media platform, you have to prove that you are a celebrity. You have to prove that the media writes about you. You have to prove that you are a major influencer. You have to prove that there are enough articles, media, influence, star power, and everything that makes you to have a verified account. How did they have the clout to do so? Because Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner, in my opinion, are so, and Kanye spoke about it. Kanye said, and if you guys are paying attention to Mason Disick's tweets, you know Mason Disick keep creating these Twitter accounts and Instagram accounts trying to expose the family. What did Mason Disick say in one of his exposés on Twitter? Please, you guys look it up. Under the account Sierra Miss, I believe was the profile name. He said that Kim Kardashian keeps paying Instagram to delete his accounts. What did they do to Kanye West when he tried to expose them? They got him banned from Instagram for a couple of days. They got him banned. They are deep in the pockets of both Instagram and the E! Network. This is a huge media assault. This is a smear campaign, and I'm not letting it fly. Why did the E! Network have the authority to utilize and leverage Chyna's intellectual property by verifying and Kardashian's Instagram account. This girl ain't even clean in the world, and they have already sold her as property to the highest bidder, and Instagram. They already trademarked her name and stole her likeness. This, to me, directly links the conspiracy up front. Directly links the conspiracy, because if E's the one who created Dream Kardashian's account, if they're the one who reached out to Instagram to get it verified, then they are the owners of that profile. Do you guys understand that? They are the owners of that profile. They own it. They own Dream Kardashian. She is a product that is being produced, and Blac Chyna is being taken advantage of. This is a gross miscarriage of justice happening in front of us, you guys. The whole idea that Blac Chyna doesn't own her child's name speaks to a larger conversation around ownership of Black people in this country. The audacity, I don't care if you want to disguise it as a gift, it is an egregious action to verify somebody's child name on Instagram and take ownership of the account when a girl ain't even born into the world yet. E is in on it. E is in on it. And so is Instagram, if you ask me. I don't have no proof, but after what happened to Kanye, after they got him banned from Instagram, lickety splickety over a few, there are people on Instagram doing far more egregious things than Kanye West ever did, ever spoke of, ever did, ever said, ever moved. Far more egregious things. Far more. There are scammers. There are hackers. There are pedos. There's all kind of disgusting people on Instagram making way more rancid IG reels than Kanye West did. But he was removed from that platform lickety splickety. It was a show of force, what they did to Kanye West. And what they are doing right now to Blac Chyna is a show of force. They control the media. They are media's first family, which is what Corey Gamble's ex-wife, Cherie. I got evidence on that too. Corey Gamble is not a credible witness in a court of law. He has a very suspicious and dangerous past that is documented in court evidence of him being a stalker, him being abusive, him violating the boundaries of another woman. I'm going to show you the evidence. I'm going to show you guys the evidence. He is not a credible witness. He is not credible to give testimony about violence when he is a perpetrator of violence himself. That's like asking a murderer to sit in on a jury for a murder trial. Obviously, they're going to be biased. Obviously, they don't have good judgment. How are you going to be a character witness when your character is flawed? Let's talk about Corey Gamble. But you guys, take note of this. It is crazy what's going on behind the scenes. It's crazy. They are all in cahoots together to tear this Black woman down. And I'm not standing for it. I'm calling everybody out. Let's talk about Corey Gamble and his shady behavior. Hold on. I got to find my screenshot. Hold up. I'm new to this, not true to this, so bear with me. So here is, let me minimize this. Can you guys see it? I hope you can. Here is the screenshot on Corey Gamble. This is the police report that his ex-wife, Cherie, launched on him after he went into a violent rage against her. This is the police report. This is a matter of public record. And she says, and I quote, "He follows me in my car, shows up at places that I'm at. He's held me in a house against my will when I tried to leave. He calls my phone repeatedly. He texts me nonstop until I answer. He's grabbed me and he's left bruises on my arms and legs. He's actually called OnStar on my vehicle to find my location. This man is dangerous." So you have asked somebody who has stalked somebody, put his hands on another woman, harassed her, intimidated her, bullied her, to come into court and testify as a character witness against Blac Chyna. I closed it out. Hold on. Let me let y'all read it. Hold on, in case people want to still look. Who has been called into court to testify as a character witness. As a character witness. You are called to testify as a character witness when you have a history of violent and aggressive behavior against your ex-wife. You are not a character witness. You cannot stand. Where's Lenciani? I'm frustrated, you guys. I am frustrated. Why didn't Lenciani confront Somebody confront Jeff Jenkins, because at this point she can't confront Kris Jenner on verifying Dream Kardashian's name on Instagram, but she could have confronted Jeff Jenkins about it. When Jeff Jenkins gave his testimony on Cross, I'm saying to you, well, Jeff Jenkins, I got a question for you. What conversations led up to you feeling compelled to conspire with your network to gift a verified Instagram page for Dream Kardashian? How were you made aware of Dream Kardashian's name? What context did y'all have with Instagram? Isn't Instagram the exact same platform Rob Kardashian used to post revenge PORN against Blac Chyna? Why was he not suspended from the platform? Why was his page not terminated? You terminated Kanye West for making a video about how Kim Kardashian is trying to set him up and how he's not stalking her. He made videos talking about how he cares about his family, and y'all suspended this man. Rob Kardashian posted revenge PORN, and yet his page was allowed to continue to thrive on your platform. Is it because you have a deep, personal, intimate relationship with Instagram? Are all of you guys co-conspirators? Is this a larger plot behind the scenes? The Kardashians have been recorded in the media as being media's first family multiple times by multiple sources. It is a deep orchestrated, what I would call akin to a crime ring. Because just because you're not physically hurting anybody, just because you haven't taken anyone's life or harmed anybody physically, it's an emotional criminal enterprise that is launched to smear, defame, and destroy the likeness, the financial security, and mobility of people. Instagram, when you subscribe to their platform, not only owns and has a limited license to your intellectual property when you post there, they also have the ability to control whether or not you are pushed through the algorithm. They control whether or not how many people will see your product. Will it be 1 million? Will it be 100,000? They can shadow ban you. They can single-handedly. They are a powerful enterprise. They're a powerful enterprise. They can single-handedly destroy you. Single-handedly destroy you. And Instagram is owned by Facebook. So let's have a conversation with Mr. Zuckerberg, because I would love to know. I would love to know just how deep this shit goes. I want to know. How far can we go? How did you know this little girl's name? Instagram, who has no affiliation to Blac Chyna, knew by giving Instagram Dream Kardashian's name, by giving them Dream Kardashian's name, someone at Instagram literally could have went to the trademark office and filed the trademark against Dream Kardashian's name, beating everybody to the punch. You have exposed this little girl to all kinds of stuff before she even had a chance to make her first poop. You've sold her to the highest bidder before she had a chance to make her own poop. If that doesn't speak to character and morality, I don't know what does. I don't know what does. And remember, throughout all of my lives with you guys, I have been talking to you guys so much about how Lenciani needed to prove one key fact. And if you guys have been paying attention, I keep going back to this. She needed to prove that Blac Chyna substantially relied on Kris Jenner for her advice, for her leadership, and for her motherhood in her decision making. And that's what made Blac Chyna release her defenses and allow for them to be able to so easily take advantage of her, because she substantially relied on them as a trusted advisor. This is the critical piece of the case that Lenciani needs to prove in order to prove Blac Chyna was the damsel in distress, that she is exactly what Kris Jenner thought she was, the ghetto, quote unquote, ignorant Black girl who was easily manipulated and taken advantage of and who wouldn't see the coup coming. You need to victimize Blac Chyna to win this case, Lenciani. You have to victimize her. And I found the evidence, the smoking gun evidence. I'm dropping receipts today, you guys. Receipts will be dropped today. I finally figured out how to work this StreamYard thing, and I'm ready for the smoke. I hope my channel don't get striked, because I'm really new to this. But I'm ready to drop the receipts. I found smoking gun proof that Blac Chyna substantially relied on Kris Jenner for her decision making. Let's go ahead and drop the receipt. Hold up. Blac Chyna is reported as saying, everybody always talks about mother-in-laws and how they can be. Chyna says in a clip, but Kris is totally different. You know, always willing to give me personal good advice with everything from health insurance to talking to her about Rob and our future plans and everything in between. And that is why she trademarked Dream Kardashian's name. She trusted this woman. She confided in this woman. She asked this woman who she should get health insurance from. She thought, she believed in the depths of her soul that Kris Jenner was a mother to her, was somebody who she could substantially rely on for her intelligence, for her motherhood, for her decision making. She thought that she was being really welcomed into the family. She thought she was being safeguarded. She thought she was safe. She says Kris was like a second mother to me. Read that last line. She is a second mother to me. She broke this girl's defenses down. She is the master of deception. She broke into her heartstrings. She love bombed Blac Chyna. That is what's called, when you are dealing with a malignant narcissist, what do they tell you is the first stage of abuse? Love bombing. So when Kris Jenner got on the stand and said, why would we give Blac Chyna a show just to take it away? Why would we give her XYZ just to take it away if we hated her? No, you were love bombing her. Let's get it clear. You were love bombing her. That's what you were doing. You were giving her love bombing, letting her break down her defenses, tell you her daughter's name, tell you her future plans for her life, including Lash by Chyna, which you stole, and now Kylie got Kylie Cosmetics, allegedly, including all of the things she wanted to do with Dream, maybe toys, maybe coloring books, maybe all of those things you went and trademarked. She said, telling her about Rob and I's future plans and everything in between. You told her too much and she snaked you out, Chyna. She slithered her ass up out the grass and bit you where it hurt. Because you trusted her. You substantially relied on her. And Linciani has got to do a better job busting this case wide open. She's got to put the pressure on their backs and bust the case wide open. Got to put the pressure on their backs. If you want me in the jury box, if I'm in the jury box, you've got to convince me that this girl is the victim. You got to make me believe that she was willfully blind, that not willfully blind, but that she was blinded by the lights, that she was blinded by the trust, that she didn't know that they were conspiring to ruin her life from the onset. You've got to convince me in the jury box. You're asking for a lot of money. You're asking for a lot of money, Linciani. A lot of money. So you've got to give me compelling testimony. You've got to pull on my heartstrings. You got to make me feel like, damn, they really fucked this girl over. You got to make me feel that. Because if you don't make me feel that, I'm like, well, I know they kind of did it wrong, but I don't think it's worth 100 million. I don't know. I don't know. Don't give me reasonable doubt. Don't make me doubt Chyna's testimony. Do not let Corey Gamble get on the stand and give a blatant, ridiculous account about Blac Chyna, who was recovering from a cesarean section. Blac Chyna literally had a C-section when she delivered Dream Kardashian on November 10th. But you want to give me testimony. You want to give me testimony that says Blac Chyna was in a fist fight with Rob Kardashian, who at the time weighed upwards of 265 pounds, while she was recovering from a cesarean and bleeding profusely and breastfeeding, that she was drunk and fighting 3 weeks after giving birth via C-section. You want me to believe that bullshit? Pardon my French. This is what you want me to believe in a jury box. I'm sorry, but a woman who is recovering from a cesarean section, who's been cut through 7 layers of skin, who is healing from the inside out and bleeding simultaneously with the infant baby at home, the last thing she's thinking about is squaring up with a grown man. That's the last thing she's thinking about. The fact that Chyna did not call the cops on Rob, and the fact that we found text messages from Blac Chyna that happened after this alleged explosive fight There's proof that Blac Chyna reached out to one of her friends on Instagram and said the following, that she feels helpless dealing with Rob Kardashian. She's helpless. She said Kardashian and Chyna had a major fight just before Christmas. The Keeping Up with the Kardashian star shared that Chyna left him. Chyna left. Corey Gamble wants to make testimony that Rob left. Chyna left. And this is corroborated by Rob's own account, where he goes on an Instagram rant and basically says, you guys, I need your help. Chyna took Dream. She took the nursery. She took King. She took his stuff too. Guys, Google this. This is Googleable information. Rob Kardashian gave an interview and said it was a Snapchat rant. Screenshots. He gave a Snapchat rant. He was devastated that Chyna's leaving him. She took the baby. It was bad before Christmas. Why, if she was the assailant, why is she the one on the run? Why is she the one on the run? Rob shared that Chyna left him and took their daughter with her. This is corroborated by this news article and his Snapchat rants. She left. Corey Gamble, she's the one who left. She's the one who was scared. Not Rob. Not Rob, baby. You's a liar. And your character's looking mighty flawed. Exhibit, scroll back through the live and look at that statement his ex-wife gave about him putting hands on her. It's coming across as a liar. Okay? Chyna was also hacked that same day. She was hacked on Instagram, and he read her private conversation she had with her friend. Now, why is it so easy to hack Blac Chyna? Because I had to start thinking. I said, well, usually when you create an Instagram account, you usually have two-factor authentication. And I got to Google as to whether or not two-factor ID existed back then. But usually, if you get hacked once, you're going to change your password. Once Rob got into her account the first time, I'm certain she changed her password. But how do they keep getting the password? Probably because they're getting it from E and Instagram. Probably because they're sitting at lunch with Mark Zuckerberg and probably whoever else, bumping elbows, talking about the conspiracies they got going against Chyna, i.e. verifying her daughter's name. So she got, quote unquote, hacked by whoever, probably the Kardashians. And they read her private conversations with her best friend. And in one of the conversations, Chyna shared the following. She feels helpless trying to motivate Kardashian. She means Rob Kardashian. And how she will just give him one more year to get his act together before she decides if she's going to stay with him or not. So this is unbiased testimony, in my opinion. Blac Chyna, who thought she was having a private conversation with a friend, so she wasn't putting on, she wasn't wilding for respect. She was having a private conversation with a friend. And in that conversation, she expressed what, you guys? Concern. She expressed concern, not anger, not rage, not violence, concern. This is further corroborated by, if you guys pay attention to the episode, when Rob refused to go to his grandmother's birthday party. I watched the Kardashians and I have a great memory. You ain't going to get too much over on me. There was an episode of the Kardashians, and you can look this up on YouTube. Put on YouTube, Rob refuses to go to MJ's party, and it may come up. But there's an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians where Rob and Scott were supposed to go look at houses in Malibu. Rob turned his phone off. He blocked everybody. He cut everybody off. This is probably after this explosive fight he had with Chyna. He blocked everybody, deleted everything off his Instagram. Kim is freaked out. She decides to call Chyna. She gets on the phone with Chyna and says, hey, Chyna, what's going on with Rob? Nobody can reach him. Chyna goes, I'm really worried about him. You know, he's irrational. He's acting crazy. He's saying he's not going to come to MJ's birthday party. I'm concerned. She expressed concern to Kim during that call. Not violence, not rage, not hostility, concern. So if you want to get on the stand and talk about you was concerned about their destructive relationship, no, you were concerned about your brother and his violence against this woman, and she was defending herself. That's what it's giving me. It's giving me I'm the victim. It's giving I'm scared. It's giving if I picked up a metal rod, it was because I know he bigger than me. He's a big man. He about to throw them bows. He Debo. And I'm the dude who got my chain snatched on the bicycle. Snatch. My grandmama gave me that chain. He Debo, and I'm scared. I'd have been in there like, listen, he took my phone. He was locking himself. This man is unhinged. He was hacking my accounts. Like, it's amazing to me the level of behavior that Rob Kardashian has been able to display over the years that has been swept under the rug, and everything is being blamed on Blac Chyna just being out of control and rageful, and nobody is seeing the crap for what it really is. And I am a person, 1 + 1 always got to equal 2 to me. 1 + 1 got to equal 2. It has to. It has to. It has to. Ain't no way a woman 3 weeks postpartum from a C-section is getting into a two-piece match, fist fight with a grown man who weigh way more than her. And now you sitting Corey Gamble over there, who has a history of two-piecing women, as the rescue man. He the cleanup guy. He the vigilante. He the Dark Knight. He coming through Captain Save-A-Ho. But the hoe he was trying to save wasn't Rob. He was trying to save Chyna. And then he gonna flip the whole story, if you ask me. It ain't adding up. It ain't adding up. I'm not with none of the smoke. I even found evidence. I don't know if I still have the screenshot. I would have to find it. But I even found evidence of Kris Jenner saying that she starts her day at 4:30 in the morning. And I told you guys in my last live, Corey Gamble gave a whole testimony, and I gotta go. I'm scared to share my screen because I got like a lot of personal stuff on my computer, and I can't just be sharing my screen all willy-nilly. And y'all be like, whoa, girl, what you got going on in your life? Next thing you know, I'm getting hacked and people trying to steal my money. Okay, so I can't share. I gotta know where it is before I try to share my screen. But I did have a screenshot proof of Kris Jenner saying that that she starts her day at 4:30 in the morning. And this is actually confirmed on the Poosh Instagram official account. So if you go on Instagram and you look at the Poosh account, Kourtney Kardashian gives an account of her mother's day and says, my mother, for the last 7 years or so, my mother has been getting up at 4:30 in the morning to start her day. And she gives her workout routine. Further confirmed by Kris Jenner going on the Ellen show recently, talking about how she starts her day at 4 o'clock in the morning. So Kris Jenner, please explain to me that why on Thursday, December 15, 2016, because you guys, it was a Thursday, on Thursday, December the 15th, 2016, you were in the bed just before 7 a.m. with Corey Gamble with your phone on speaker. Because according to what Pooh said, and according to what you said on Ellen, you know what you should have been doing just before 7 a.m., Kris? You should have been on a treadmill. Because that's your routine. You should have been on a treadmill, according to what your routine is. What's the routine, Kris? Get out of bed, check emails, take a shower, do the treadmill, follow up on emails, check the internet. We done got your routine, Kris. What was you doing in the bed with Corey? Just before 7. What were you doing? You were supposed to be in the shower. You just finished your treadmill run. You were supposed to be in the shower, Kris. And it was a Thursday. Thursday, December 15, 2016. You mean to tell me that Blac Chyna with a 3-week-old baby at home was on an alcoholic binge? She just went to the club the night before? Cesarean stitches and all. How'd she get that drunk just before 6 o'clock in the morning? How did she get that drunk? Explain to me. She's a breastfeeding mother. You can't get that drunk. If you do, you're going to poison your 3-week-old. Do you understand the small amount of alcohol it would take to get a 3-week-old drunk? Like, yo, it's the lies for me. It's the insanity for me. You mean to tell me that a breastfeeding mother, you can Google it, Blac Chyna was breastfeed, you got the pump, we see the milk. I saw it with my own eyes. You mean to tell me she trying to get her 3-week-old drunk? That was the move she was going to make right there. Public figure, headline news. Blac Chyna daughter brought to the emergency room for fetal alcohol poisoning. Call the authorities. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all are some liars. It's giving lies to me. It's giving lies and lies and lies and lies. Furthermore, allegedly, you want to go and say that Rob and Chyna broke up. They wasn't together. It was an explosive fight. She tried to kill, tried to kill him. All of that. Y'all went on this whole thing with testimony. Well, please explain to me that while on January 17th, 2017, Rob and Chyna was spotted in New York City getting turned up in the club together. Talk about it. But he was so in fear for his life. He was so scared for his life. They was in the club. This is a simple Google search, Linciani. So I'm getting hot with you because I don't know if maybe we don't got the full story, the media picking bits and pieces, but I need to be in the courtroom because now I'm like, wait a second. You want to say they fought on December 15th? She took everything. He was scared for his life, blah, blah. Well, when they was in the club, turned up, January 17, 2017. Here's the photos. They in the club getting lit with strippers. They had a great time. After that, guess what Chyna did even after that? She bought Rob a Range Rover. She bought him a Range Rover. He went on the internet and said, I want to give a shout out to my baby mama. She bought me a Range Rover. I'm vrooming. But they were so toxic and so destructive that she spent her hard-earned money. That money she got from her advance. Well, y'all lied to her and told her that it was an advance when she got that $370,000 for filming for Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and y'all play her stupid. She used that money to reinvest in her baby daddy and bought him a Range Rover. So make it make sense. If she don't like this man and she trying to kill this man, why did she buy him a Range Rover? She was trying to keep her family together. That's the makings of a woman who was just trying to keep her family together. Now, stop playing. Y'all got to stop playing. Corey Gamble. I want to know, why were they in the club together partying if he was in danger for his life? I want to know. Account for it. Account for your testimony. It's a mess. It is. She could have pre-pumped the formula yes, she could have pre-pumped the formula. Yes, that's true. She could have did that. Yes, but how likely is it that she was pre-pumping formula to go on a drunken binger while being 3 weeks after a C-section? I don't think it's likely. When you have a 3-week-old at home, you are rolling over and slapping that boob in their mouth, unless you have a problem nursing. Most mothers only pump. They either pump and dump or they smack. First of all, do you understand? Well, I don't know if you're a breastfeeding mother, but if I got a 3-week-old, which I have kids, I'm a breastfeeding mom. At 3 weeks, I was rolling over, smacking boob in the mouth. You know why? Because it makes you sleep. The baby's gonna sleep. They nurse. They suckle them, weigh themselves. That is the mother's dream to nurse. You get your sleep in. You wake up. You keep one eye on the baby, one boob in the mouth. You don't got to get out of the bed. Please, who making a bottle? Who making a bottle with a 3-week-old at home when you breastfeeding? Not me. You can come catch this booby. Come catch this titty. Come catch it, please. First off, who is Blac Chyna? Is Chyna? I don't know. Oh, people saying CHI. Did I put CHINA? I don't think I did. Did I put a Y or I? I don't know. I hope I didn't put an I. But anywho, it's a hot ghetto mess. It's a hot ghetto mess. I really want to get to the bottom of what's really important to me, which is the E Network's conspiracy in this case. I think that is being swept under the rug. And I think that's why they won't release their profits. They won't release their profits because they know that by releasing their profits, it is going to be significantly damaging for them, because they probably were not paying that woman what she was worth. They probably even grossly understated the ratings. The ratings is what E told. E said what the ratings were. What if they were much higher, you guys? What if, no, I understand having one drink can't harm the baby, but Corey Gamble's testimony, Ralph, his testimony says she was so drunk that he could smell the alcohol pouring out of her pores and off her breath. He didn't say, if somebody had one drink, you ain't gonna smell a liquor like that. Not unless they took the drink right before you walked through the door, which I doubt. He gave emotional, exaggerated testimony, in my opinion. But that's neither here nor there. I would like for Jeff Jenkins to come back to the stand. I would like for him to account for, and that's why they don't want to release the metrics. They don't want to release the metrics because they don't want to send the internet into a firestorm about how Black talent is grossly underpaid for their contributions to multi-million-dollar corporations. They don't want to have that larger conversation. That's why they don't want to release the metrics. It ain't got SHIT to do with no proprietary information, if you ask me. Because if I'm the network, I'm like, whoa. If we got a show that we made $40 million, I'm making this number up because I don't know for sure. If we got a show that we made $40 million on Rob and Chyna, and then we gonna go and Chyna gonna say, well, my contract first season was worth way under $1 million, we gonna look crazy. Why? Because remember, I also told you guys one of the biggest components of this case is being able to prove. E has to prove. Why would they cancel their hit show? Like, to me, if I'm in the jury box, that's to me shows that it was some kind of conspiracy or bias. Because why would you terminate a profitable show? It's against your business model. We are in the business of money here. Why would I cut off my nose to spite my face as the E Network? This is a business. At the end of the day, I don't care about y'all personal family problems. I care about my money. I got checks to cut and a network to run. I don't care about this. The contract is signed. Y'all either got to buy me out or y'all gonna run this show. And you know what them Kardashians did? I don't even got to say it's allegedly, because text messages prove that they tried to stage a coup. They said you either rob in China or the Jenner and Kardashians. Y'all decide. Y'all decide. The setup been happening long before China. You should have never trusted Kris Jenner as a second mother. That woman showed you who she was. You should have believed her. I told you guys, when people show me, I believe them. When Kris Jenner got on multiple episodes of her show and flat out said that my favorite child is the one who makes me the most money, that should have told you everything you needed to know. She is driven by finances and by greed. And she will turn on her own flesh and blood for the almighty dollar. I appreciate the honesty, Kris. I really do. But you ain't going to fool me. You're not going to fool me. You're not going to be no sheep. I mean, no wolf in sheep's clothing. And I'm a fall. No, you could save them fake tears crying on the spot. Anybody who can cry on the spot, you need to be very afraid of them. The way Kris Jenner always cry on the spot always concerned me. I'm going to be real with y'all. I always was like, well, damn, anything happened, this woman in tears. Oh, another baby. Oh, my God, clothes. Oh, my God, a towel. Like, she cry. Anybody who can cry at the drop of a dime, you got to watch them closely. Because they got some inner turmoil they dealing with that you got to be very careful of, because people will weaponize tears in a second. You ain't gonna weaponize your tears on me. I'm gonna be looking at you like, I see you, sis. You ain't getting me. You can get the rest of them folk, but I'm getting the hell out of Dodge. That's why when you find somebody who is a malignant narcissist, if you ever come across anybody in your life, this is off the record advice, not to do with this case, but this is a sidebar. If you ever come across anybody in your life who displays the traits of a malignant narcissist, the best thing you could do for yourself is get away from them as fast as possible, as quickly as possible, and as easily as possible, because they are dangerous people. The lengths in which these people will go to set you up and tear you down is extraordinary. They are extraordinarily dangerous, and you got to watch these people and never let your guard down. I've come across malignant narcissists in my life, and till this day, I never let my eye up off of them. Because the moment something happened to me, the moment something crazy go down, you the first on the witness list. I'm looking at you crazy. Like, it was probably you. Because these malignant narcissists, they are not satisfied till they get their revenge. They're not satisfied till they get their revenge. So I'm never letting my guard down. I'm looking at you always going to be first on the hit list if something go down. First on the hit list. I don't play that. I'm not, you think you got one up on me. You ain't never got the drop on me. You might think you do, but I'm not this analytical for nothing. I be watching it from the bushes like, oh, okay, that's how you want to play it? Go ahead and jump. See what happened. She should get paid for Rob posting them pictures of her. Oh, I mean, she's gonna sue. I don't know what's gonna happen with that case, but I hope Blac Chyna get it all together. I hope they get it all together. I hope Lenciani is on her A game. I wish I was in that courtroom, you guys. If I lived in California, I would be doing everything I could to get up in that courthouse, because I am dying to know how Lenciani is reading these people for filth, because I don't feel the media is doing a very good job of talking about the wins that Blac Chyna is having. They're really only focusing on the Kardashians' wins. Like, the only thing there's negative they're saying about the Kardashians is things that can't be refuted. That, like, these text messages, which they have to report on. It's like they're not going the extra mile to prove that Blac Chyna's lawyer is doing a good job. And it gives the impression to people like me who's watching that she's not doing a good job. You know, it's a mess. The founder of the documentary of Going Girl Wild, he was convicted in Mexico. Oh, and the tie to Kardashians. Please look into it. You know, he helped. I don't got to look into that. I learned everything I needed to know. Don't you know? I don't know if you guys know this, but when that sex tape came out with Ray J and Kim, Kris Jenner's first phone call was to the guy who created Girls Gone Wild. That was her first call. She reached out to him, and he helped her negotiate a deal to get some kind of back end payout and to stop the distribution of that tape. Like they came up with a plan to like kind of put a hold on it a little bit. And Kim was paid at the time. I think it was reported she got like $150,000 or something like that. But that was back when she was broke, and that seemed like a lot of money. But yeah, they've been intermingled, and that's a matter of public record. They got a lot of connections. One thing about them Kardashians is they got a lot of connections. They have a lot of connections, and that's why you can't put nothing past them. And that's why it's hard for me. That's why I'm not even going to say hard. That is why I continuously give Blac Chyna the benefit of the doubt. Because I understand how somebody with access and influence can ruin your life. You know, when you work around wealthy people for a living, like I've spent a significant part of my life dealing with wealthy people for a living. Like that is that's actually my living. I understand deeply and passionately how people with money can rule the world. How people with affiliation. I came up with this term once. It's called affiliation bias. People with affiliation to people with power, fame, fortune, and money can literally destroy your life with the flip of a switch. And people are so driven by their image and driven by their opportunities as human beings, right? Everybody wants to be accepted. Everybody wants to fit in. Some people let assimilation cloud their judgment, and they let power and fame and fortune make them lose their morality. And they're like, well, I don't really care. At the end of the day, I got to take care of me and my family. Like, I don't care about you. Like, I got to take care of me and mine. So if I got to say, do, or be whoever I got to be, that's what I'm going to do because I'm caring about me and mine. Everybody don't consider the whole. Everybody don't consider the collective. Everybody don't consider right and wrong. And so as human beings, we have to always, me anyway, I always give the underdog the benefit of the doubt. That's my weakness. I give the underdog the benefit of the doubt because I understand how powerful people can take advantage of the underdog. I've been the underdog before. That's how I know. You can take advantage of people. And that's why you always got to stay ahead. You always got to stay on your toes and never let your guard down. And that's why if I was in Blac Chyna's corner, if I was her friend, I don't think this would have happened. She might have not listened to me. She might be like, girl, I'm about to get this money. You seen this ring? I'm about to get paid. But not me. I would have been in her ear like, listen, don't tell nobody nothing. If they ask you the little girl name, you lie. You lie all the way until you get the trademark. You don't tell them nothing. Give them a fake name. And say, oh, you know what? I had a last minute change of heart. Lie to these people until you get the jump. Don't tell them nothing. And that's why I know Blac Chyna was terrified of getting that C-section. I think she was scared they was going to take her out on the delivery table, play the doctor off to juice it the wrong way. You know how many Black women lose their lives in childbirth? That's a real fear. Did y'all see the way Blac Chyna was crying before her C-section? She was hysterical. I was like, why is this girl crying like this? I couldn't understand it. I was like, what is going on? You had a C-section before. She was crying like this was her last moments. It probably because something in her intuition, something in her spirit was like, I'm scared. I'm scared for real. Like, what if I don't wake up from this anesthesia? And what if everything that I thought I was, what if I lose everything in this one moment, pushing this baby out? She was super scared. And I always wonder why. But now I see it was a lot going on behind the scenes that we might not have known about. Man, oh man, oh man. She wouldn't have had any thought of the back. Only she was with Rod. That was toxic, but they both bought the mess. I pray she wins because they are a machine that control the media and use everyone around them. They try to control the narrative. I do believe they control the media. I mean, I believe that to the depths of my soul. I believe it to the depths of my soul. And I think they have a lot of power and a lot of influence. And Blac Chyna has a lot of courage for going up against them because it would have been much easier to roll over and go away. It would have been much easier. It would have been much safer for her. You know, if she loses this case, that's it. That's it for her. Like, people will report on it. People will laugh at her. You know, nobody's going to be saying, oh, congratulations to Blac Chyna for standing up for herself, for trying to do the right thing, for fighting for what's right. No one, like people, like we may say that, like us, the YouTubers, but like the main media are going to be like, Blac Chyna loses case against the Kardashians, baseless claims, you know, exaggerated testimony. Like they're going to make, you know, the headlines ain't going to be good. That's all I'm saying. So it's bigger than that. It's about standing for what's right. And whether you like Blac Chyna or don't like Blac Chyna is your personal opinion. Like I can literally make an argument saying, like, from a character wise, maybe I got issues with Blac Chyna, but that's not the point here. The point here is that I'm strongly inclined to believe that they were jealous of her and that they set her up and that they absolutely conspired to get her show canceled. And that's not me making it up. That's text message proof. They staged a coup on the girl. Ryan Seacrest said it. Ryan Seacrest said, I wanted the show to continue. Ryan Seacrest got points. Ryan Seacrest, executive producer. Ryan Seacrest helped break the Kardashian show along with Jeff Jenkins. So you can't play me and say that Ryan Seacrest wanted to do it and who stopped it? E Network, who stopped it? It was a money-making machine. Get out of here. You can tell it to somebody who's stupid. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. But anywho, guys, that was my lunchtime ranting and raving on the Kardashians. If any more news breaks, I will certainly be back to give you guys more updates on hot topics as they come forward. I appreciate everybody who joined the live. If you are so inclined to tip the host, feel free to do so, either via Cash App or Snapchat, Super Chat, Super Sticker, whatever these things are. And don't forget to like this video on the way out. That to me is even more important than everything else. And if you don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn your notification bell on. And I will be back when more news breaks. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.